Now on River Region Evening Edition. SIU College of Business students are helping out with tax day just around the corner. Campus sidewalks become a forum of protest and activism today, and a major dining hall on campus is about to undergo some major renovation.
News from around the world, across the nation, and here in the River Region. This is the award-winning Student Newscast, coming to you live from Southern Illinois University. River Region Evening Edition begins now.
The deadline for filing taxes is just over 3 weeks away. Good evening, I'm Jasmine Wiley.
And I'm Danny Valle. With the date quickly approaching, some SIU College of Business students are helping people meet the April 15th deadline. Evening Edition reporter Brittany Hardaway has the story.
People below a certain cap of income, and we do it for free.
VITA members offer their services for anybody who makes less than $53,000 every Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon.
It was my first time actually volunteering, so when I first started, I just kind of got familiar with the process, and I prepared a few tax returns for several of the people in the residence.
I asked co-coordinator Keenan Walsh, how does he gain trust with community members when handling such personal information?
We actually go through a few certifications. We have to take online tax certification. We have to take a basic test, and me and my co-coordinator Rob Seawick take an advanced test to make sure we are prepared to review the returns and actually complete the returns for the taxpayers.
Well, we all know that tax season is quickly coming to an end, and VITA members expect this room behind me to be filled this up-and-coming Saturday.
I believe that they think the event is helpful. A lot of the people are more so people that have more complicated tax returns than they're used to preparing, and we're able to help them out with that.
For Evening Edition, Brittany Hardaway.
The last day to receive tax assistance from VITA members is April 11th.
SIU's Lentz Dining Hall is scheduled to undergo major renovations this summer. Problems in Lentz currently include traffic flow, poorly designed serving stations, and old equipment. New flooring and decorations will also be added.
We're really excited to invest about $1.4 million into the renovation of Lentz Dining Hall. And we believe strongly in our students, and we want to provide them with the best dining experience possible.
Bowles says the dining hall serving stations will be completely transformed.
The famous Big John grocery store statue is making his return. The Metropolis store plans to bring back the Southern Illinois landmark while store renovation is underway. The statue had a hole on its shoulder, allowing water to build up, tearing off the right arm last year. Big John owner Mike Poole says the statue is a hit in the summer and hopes to have him up next month with a few small alterations. It's just about a mile away from the most famous statue in Metropolis, Superman.
Well, if the statue was out today, it was definitely a beautiful day to get out and enjoy those spring-like temperatures.
I'm sure the statue would be jogging, but will other people be able to jog the rest of the week? Rob, let's hear.
It was a beautiful day today. Down here south we had upper 60s to lower 70s. More up north it was the lower 60s. Rain just a little bit northeast, but that wasn't us. We were partly cloudy, partly sunny, if you want to be optimistic, but it was a beautiful day. Looking at the few hours ahead, we're going to see tonight clouds are going to roll into our area, going to take over about 53 degrees, still not bad. By morning those clouds will linger around about 43 degrees, and by noon tomorrow about 54 degrees, and the clouds will stick around. But we're going to have some rain move into the area. When and how much you can expect, I'll tell you all that coming up after the news. Stick around.
Thanks, Rob. The 2016 presidential campaign has begun for Senator Ted Cruz. The Texas Republican posted a campaign video to his Twitter account. He is now the first major party candidate to announce his candidacy. He also made the announcement in person at Virginia's Liberty University. Cruz is the first candidate to formally throw his hat in the ring for what's expected to be a very crowded race for the GOP nomination. More than a dozen high-profile Republicans have expressed serious interest in a White House run.
I believe in you. I believe in the power of millions of courageous conservatives rising up to reignite the promise of America. And that is why today I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
Gay rights advocates say they came out of a successful meeting with Governor Bruce Rauner. Rauner told the gay rights advocates he will crack down on discrimination laws and plan on Rauner supporting a ban on conversion therapy for minors. Last Friday, representatives of equality and other groups talked with Rauner for the first time since he took office. Rauner mentioned he sent out a directive to all state agencies to crack down on anti-discrimination laws. A Rauner spokesman confirmed the meeting, but did not comment further.
After the break, we'll find out why Illinois taxpayers are waiting longer than expected for their state refunds.
We'll be right back in 90 seconds.
Sidewalk graffiti drew some attention today on the SIU campus. Pro-life statements written in colorful chalk were everywhere on the sidewalks. Statements such as "Smile, your mom chose life," and "Every life matters" caused some students to do a double take.
I think it's very stimulating and intriguing, and students are walking to class, probably looking down, and then they see this sign, and maybe it's motivational or it inspires them to look more into it, or which can then cause a chain reaction and lead to a bigger effect.
The artists behind the pro-life graffiti are unknown.
More questions are surfacing about a Southern Illinois nursing home owner. An 85-year-old woman died when she fell down a flight of stairs while strapped into her wheelchair. The nursing home has the lowest rating possible from the federal Medicare program. The company also has a rehab, nursing facility in Marion, Heron, Chester, Carbondale, Smithton, Wood River, and Columbia. All have the same one-star rating. The St. Clair County coroner is investigating the Belleville death. Court records show 5 wrongful death lawsuits have been filed against the company in recent years. It is estimated that about 23,000 people in Southern Illinois have diabetes. Tomorrow morning from 7 until 11, the Diabetes Today resource team is holding a screening day. The event will be held at the Hub in Marion. A fasting period of 10 hours is required for the screening. Women over the age of 35 and men over 45 are recommended to get screened for the disease. People can register by calling the number on your screen.
Illinois residents continue to wait for their medical marijuana approval letters. A series of legal issues have delayed some of the growers in Illinois. Illinois health officials say that about 2,500 residents have applied for medical marijuana cards, and only about 1,600 patients have received approval letters. Mattoon resident Kim Locke says that she is waiting to apply for her 7-year-old daughter, who suffers from severe epileptic seizures, to be sure that a type of cannabis called Charlotte's Web will be available for her daughter. In other news, the East St. Louis School District has been under state control since 2013, but the district may soon be back in local control. Illinois State Board of Education Chairman Reverend James Meeks met with the city's school and community leaders this week. The Belleville News Democrat reports that the topics included bringing control back to the district by lowering truancy, improving the graduation rate, and improving test scores. Meeks promised he would return with 600 computers if the district's scores improve.
The Illinois Association of Realtors says home prices in the state continue to get stronger. Illinois home prices have increased by 13.1%, but the sales have slowed down by 1.7%. Illinois Association of Realtors President Jim Kinney says sellers should be motivated by this market. Data shows that 35 out of 102 counties have shown sales gains over previous years. Taxpayers in Illinois have been waiting longer than expected to receive their tax refunds. Many state tax returns were not accepted until the end of February. While tax refunds usually take up to 5 days to be sent after filing, the Department of Revenue stated the refunds may take up to 1 week longer. The agency stated the delays could be due to software updates.
Illinois delayed in accepting returns to get their program up to speed to deal with the potential of tax fraud. It's my belief that there was so many going in at one time that it probably created a log or a jam, so to speak.
The Department of Revenue expects the schedule to return to normal shortly.
The Poplar Bluff Police Station in southeast Missouri has reached its end. Police are currently searching for a temporary home after the police station had deteriorated to the point that it could no longer be used. The Poplar Bluff Daily American Republic says that snow took such a toll on the building that police will need to move out soon. So far, 2 properties have been decided on for negotiations. Meanwhile, a feasibility study will determine if the existing station should be repaired or replaced. Police Chief Danny Whiteley says the department has a leaky roof, structural issues, and a damaged boiler. The Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating the death of an 88-year-old man in Lake St. Louis. Wendell Coker was standing in the middle of Veterans Memorial Parkway at 4:25 a.m. when he was hit by a 44-year-old woman driving a pickup truck, according to the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. The driver of the truck was uninjured, but Coker was transported to the hospital where he died 2 hours later. The reason for him being on the road is still unclear.
Chicago police are using the controversial stop and frisk tactic more than the New York police, according to the American Civil Liberties Union. Records show that the practice was used 4 times as often in Chicago than in New York. More than 250,000 stops were made last summer, and of those stops, 3/4 were African American, although they only make up 1/3 of the Chicago population.
President Obama hosted the 5th annual White House Science Fair earlier this morning. The fair celebrated the student winners of a broad range of science, technology, engineering, and math competitions from across the country. As part of the fair, President Obama announced over $240 million in new private sector commitments to get more girls and boys, especially those that are underrepresented, inspired and prepared to excel in the STEM fields. With the commitments being made today, the president's Educate to Innovate campaign has resulted in over $1 billion in financial and in-kind support for STEM programs.
Well, it's our first week of spring. We'll see if our weather will continue to feel like it.
And on Wall Street, stocks closed down this afternoon. The nightly business report airs here on WSIU TV in about 15 minutes.
I believe the technical term for the weather today was pretty nice. All around the river region, we had 67 up in Belleville, 72 here in Carbondale, the mid-70s in Sparta and Ava, 70 in Mount Vernon, 70 in Marion, lower 70s, upper 60s everywhere. Like I said, it was pretty nice. Right now on the Southern Illinois campus, we have a temperature of 72 degrees. That was just about the high mark for today. Dew point of 41, relative humidity low, keeping it nice at 33%, and winds out of the southwest at 14 miles per hour. Today in the almanac, March 23rd, 2015. It was 110 years ago today that Joan Crawford made her entrance into the world. She was the only baby born with big eyebrows and a strong hatred of wire clothes hangers. The more you know. The high today was 72 degrees. Looking at the satellite map, we're going to see off to the west coast. This front is going to come moving into our area about Tuesday night, Wednesday more likely. It's going to bring with it some rain. The good times are over for a little while. The spring weather is going to turn to the spring showers, and they're going to get some rain in there. This is Tuesday morning. The precipitation that we're likely to get, the lighter colored rain, it's not going to be too heavy. A spring shower more likely. Going out to Tuesday night, it gets a little more intense, but it stays mostly north of Carbondale. Your Sparta, your Mount Vernon, Ava, Camel Hill, they're going to get the heavier rains. Down south, they're going to get a shower or two, but thunderstorms and lightning are going to be up northern. Looking ahead, tonight we're going to have a low of 42 degrees and cloudy. Tomorrow, we're going to have a high of 67 degrees and cloudy. Winds out of the east-northeast at 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, the clouds will stick around. You might get that shower or two, a low of 55 degrees. And looking at the week ahead, we have Tuesday. Those clouds roll in. Wednesday is when you can really expect that rain. Thunderstorms perhaps lingering into the PM, 74 degrees. Thursday, 52 degrees, 35 for the low. Friday, look out for that. We're going to get below freezing again on Friday, 28 degrees, but partly cloudy. Saturday, though, we rebound back to 48 degrees and sunny.
That's too bad. We're only going to enjoy the sun for today, and we have to wait until Saturday to enjoy it.
That gives you something to look forward to.
Well, at least we're in the weather. We're in the 60s and 70s. So
that's right.
Proud of that.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Rob.
In sports news, the men's baseball team just can't seem to get things going.
But an exciting bout against NIU took place for the men's tennis team. With more on that, we serve it over to Ahmad Hicks.
Coming up, the women's golfer break records at Gateway National Golf Course. The Saluki football team wakes up bright and early as spring practices begin. And some late inning heroics for women's softball capped off a fun weekend series with Wichita State. Stay right here. Sports is next.
the latest scores and highlights from across the River region. This is Evening Edition Sports.
While Wichita State may be piling up basketball wins in the NCAA tournament, the Saluki softball team is stopping them in their tracks. The women came away with 3 straight one-run victories this weekend. In Saturday's Game 1, Mary Ann Patterson crushed a 6-inning home run as pitcher Katie Bertelson secured the victory 4-3. It was just announced that Patterson has been named the MVC Player of the Week. This dog has been on fire this season with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs in 4 games. On Sunday, Patterson hit one of those home runs and did so in walk-off fashion to give the Salukis another 7-6 victory, completing the series sweep of Wichita State. The 11-10-1 Salukis will travel to Murray State Tuesday for a 4 p.m. matchup. Sunday wrapped up a rough weekend for the SIU baseball team as they too faced against off the Wichita State Shockers. The Dogs were able to hang around early in the game before Wichita State pulled away with an 8-run 4th inning to extend their lead to 9-1. SIU then scored 2 runs in the 6th to pull within 6 runs. However, the Shockers drove in 2 of their own to pick up their 2nd straight run rule win and completed the 3-game sweep. With their record now standing at 3-15, the Salukis hope to turn things around on Tuesday for a game at Eastern Illinois and will be back at home against Austin Peay on Wednesday. The women's golf team displayed domination last night against SIU Everettsville at the Gateway National Golf Course. The Salukis golfed their 2nd lowest 18-hole score in SIU history, posting a 289 team score. Each Saluki golfer finished with scores in the 70s, with the best score of 71 coming from senior Chris Grimes. The Cougars of SIUE were outmatched across the board, following 22 strokes behind a final score of 311. The win gives momentum to the team as SIU hosts the 21st annual Saluki Invitational. That match will be held at Hickory Ridge Course in Carbondale beginning on Sunday, March 29th. It may not be fall, but the SIU football team has started practicing this morning. We take a further look into the start of spring ball for the Salukis. The start of a new year for the Saluki football team, who finished 7-6 last season after starting 5-1. The Dogs kicked off spring practice this morning at 6 a.m. with a bunch of new faces. Head coach Dale Lennon explained the importance of spring ball.
You know, you're looking for some young guys to step up, and, you know, you've got to find out who those guys are. You know, with your veterans, you want to make sure that they're still sharp, kind of get the rust off. But, you know, spring ball really is for the younger players and just to see who's next in line. We had some big shoes that graduated this past year, and, you know, we need some young players to step up and be ready to contribute.
As important as it is to get the younger players involved and acclimated to the new system, senior DJ Cameron weighs in on the new style of tempo the team has installed.
Changing the tempo of practice, man, speeding it up, getting us ready to, you know, face any type of offense that comes out high tempo, whether it's slow tempo, intensity of practice. You know, we got to focus on small things, details.
The Salukis are young after graduating 20 seniors, so the goal in mind is to find out the identity of the team.
Well, I think you know, at the end of spring ball, you just want to feel good about what you're doing. You know, the thing that we need to establish is what our team identity is going to be, what we do well offensively, what we do well defensively, and you just want to be confident in you know, what you're seeing on the field.
The Salukis will continue to practice 4 days a week until their spring game on Friday, April 24th. The Saluki men's tennis team secured a 2nd straight victory as they topped Northern Illinois on Saturday. The now 5-9 Dogs won 4-3 as it came down to the wire. Johnny Rigby competed in a thrilling singles contest, claiming the first set, falling in the 2nd and rallying back twice in the 3rd set to come back and force a tiebreaker. His win earned the Salukis their 3rd and final deciding point to beat the Huskies. SIU will travel Tuesday to face Louisville before beginning the MTSU shootout starting on Friday in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Have you ever wanted to watch an NFL game, went to look for it, and simply couldn't find it? Well, the NFL owners voted to suspend the blackouts for the 2015 season. This is when the game is removed from local television stations because the team did not sell the minimum amount of tickets. In 2013, there were 2 TV blackouts that took place in the National Football League. Malcolm Agnew and Michael Pruitt of the SIU football team left the Midwest cold for the Florida sun in order to prepare for this year's draft. Coming up on this Thursday's edition of Saluki Sports View, I traveled to Florida with both players to get an inside look into what it takes to make it to the National Football League. Tune in this Thursday at 5 for the full story.
Well, Ahmad, I can't wait to see that story. Hopefully one of those two can make it into the league. It'd be huge.
Well, we hope that both of them get drafted, and if they don't get drafted, you know, just making it is still a big accomplishment.
Well, best of luck to Agnew and Pruitt. Thanks, Ahmad.
No problem.
You'll want to open some windows for at least part of the week.
We'll have the 5-day forecast when we come back and find out about the cutest national holiday. Stay with us. Here are some of the stories making news in the days ahead. The Carbondale City Council votes tomorrow night on the controversial Brights Fields plant. Felicia Norwood comes to SIU Thursday to speak at the Student Center at 6 p.m. and for the Jean Hurley Sermon Lectures. And this Thursday is a new Saluki Sports View. Join us Monday through Thursday at 5 for River Region Evening Edition.
After trending on Twitter for 3 years now, March 23rd is officially considered a national holiday, International Puppy Day. Founder of National Puppy Day, Colleen Page, has devoted her life to creating a special day of recognition that improves the lives of animals. She says the best way to celebrate National Puppy Day is adopting at your local shelter, creating a t-shirt with your puppy's picture, or simply taking it out for a walk. So, Rob, what's the weather going to be like the next 5 days? Will we be able to take the dog out for a walk?
It should be good, and it should be sunny on Saturday, so it should be good.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Watch River Region Evening Edition for Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock. I'm Danny Valle.
On behalf of Rob Teese, Ahmad Hicks, and the 100 students that work on River Region Evening Edition, have a great night.